I just told them, just go to sleep. It's okay. Because I told them I was going to be okay.
Commercial Drive has lost its brothers. Frank and Randy Williams were a fixture here for over a decade before they died within just weeks of each other. Family says the brothers endured years of trauma and tragedy, starting with their time in residential schools. While neighbors say you'd never know their pain with the way they brightened up your day.
Even when they were mad at each other, it was funny because one will be on one side of the street and the other one will be on the other side. But when it was time to, when it was hungry time or drink time, they take their mints and start drinking or eating. They never stayed mad at each other that long.
Frank, whose family calls him Sonny, and Randy, known around here as Danse, were a Housed First Nation members who were taken as children to a residential school in Tofino. Sister Marilee Pfeiffer says the physical and emotional attacks carried on for years after, in foster homes and with their father. Frank later worked as an addictions counselor. Danse interested in art history. They reconnected with elders and their culture, but tragedy and trauma continued. Pfeiffer says they turned to drugs and alcohol to cope, but being on the drive was also their therapy when social services failed them.
When Randy got run over by the dump truck, they put him in an apartment with stairs that he couldn't even climb. He had to crawl up the stairs to get to his place, and he's too tired half the time. So he didn't stay in it. Frank got really upset and moved to the streets with them, and was really upset with the ministry and the health department.
Their heartbreaking journey led them here in front of Home Hardware, where they were welcomed by the owner and community about 15 years ago. But at just 50 years old, Frank died on April 1st. His sister says he unknowingly smoked cannabis with fentanyl. Then on what would have been Frank's birthday, Danse died in hospital of a heart attack on May 27th. He was 49. This corner is feeling empty to neighbors who shared stories, laughs, and watched them carve their artwork. But soon, a permanent plaque will be placed here to honor their memory and contribution to the community.
Frank and Danse were like my de facto greeters of the store. They were very personable. They sat in front of the store. They talked to people as they walked by. They had a lot of clients that came in to get carvings from them.
I rise today to honor the memories of Frank Williams and Randy Williams. Frank and Danse endured what many in this chamber will never know. In spite of that, they loved and were loved, had an eagerness to connect with people, and as I've already said, a generosity second to none. Their death certificates don't say it, Mr. Speaker, but these two remarkable men died victims of systemic anti-Indigenous racism.
Danse planned to move in with his sister in San Diego, but now an online fundraiser is helping family with costs for his memorial service.
Randy always had that twinkle in his eye. I don't know what it was. He lit up everything. And Sonny's face, it was his smile, because his whole face smiled.
A community memorial celebrating both Williams brothers will be held next Wednesday at 5:30 at Grandview Park. In Vancouver, Crystal Adaris, City News.